Sixers and Nets about 10 minutes from now. Spiro Ditas, Greg Anthony, and Roz Gold and Woody have the call. While here in Atlanta Studio J, it's TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader, Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. You all know who he is. You all know who he is, Kenny Smith. You all know who he is, Charles Barkley. Wow. So no Embiid tonight. What do you make of it?
No Embiid tonight. I guess if you can't play, you can't play. So this means one thing from Mr. Ben Simmons. You got to step it up. You got to play super aggressive. First game, played kind of soft, got into a little spat with the fans. Second game, picked it up. But this game, he's going to have to be super aggressive, a la Giannis. Take it to the hole, try to score. Don't be taking it to the hole every play down, trying to find people. He's going to have to, put up a big game tonight for them to have a chance.
Go ahead, Kenneth.
Something screams Tobias Harris to me for some reason.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I think more Tobias Harris. I think because in this instance, he's been the one who has an advantage possibly, and will probably get more opportunities and touches. He's been used to being a second option guy in his career. He had 19 points and he 12 shots. So now I think that increased load would probably go to about 17 shots. Something just screams Tobias Harris to me tonight.
Well, some scream Brooklyn Nets to me.
Okay.
I think they're better. They have better perimeter players. I think they were mad about that smiling at the press conference. I'm glad Jared Dudley said something and the other players said something. The only physical advantage the Sixers have is Joel Embiid. I think Brooklyn gonna win the game.
I agree, Chuck.
You brought up the thing that everybody's been talking about after Game 2, and that is the elbow that Joel Embiid landed to the jaw of Jared Allen, and flagrant one was called, and then it was after the game when they met the press that really irked the Nets.
I saw the replay, and obviously it wasn't intentional, and I got him pretty good, and I'm sorry about it, but...
Oh, they are playing the disrespect card, Chuck.
Well, that's disrespectful. Because Ernie, you can't apologize to me and start laughing. I mean, you just can't. I mean, that's just disrespectful. I mean, they don't even have to play the disrespect card, because what we always say, Kenny, one of my favorite people is Jim Rome. He always says, right before somebody says, I mean no disrespect.
Oh, this disrespect.
You know what's coming next? Disrespect.
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, but just to, like I say, it was an accident, and we debated was a flagrant one or flagrant two. But when you start laughing like that, that's disrespectful.
I look at it a little different. I mean, take it how you want to take it. I wouldn't apologize for that. Something similar happened to me in the final playing against the Sixers. I fouled out. And, a guy asked me, said, what are you going to do different tomorrow? I said, I'm not doing nothing different tomorrow. If he puts his head in there, I'm going to hit him. He's a defensive player of the year. Make him play defense. I'm a little weird because, playoff time, this is time you stepping up for your family, for the city. You're trying to, make your fame, like Kenny always says. So me, you laugh, you laugh.
Yeah, you also had Jared Dudley, who said of Ben Simmons, he's great in transition, but in the half court, just average.
Well, Jared Dudley he's not going to be that voice for the locker room, so to speak. But in terms of the play, it's going to come from D'Angelo Russell. It's going to come from Dinwiddie, and it's going to come from different animals on that team, so to speak. But I understand there has to be a voice in that locker room that speaks up in a situation like that. And for me, I just think now it's all about play. You could talk about it, but can you be about it? Can you actually impose the will that you're saying that you can do? And now that you don't have Embiid, are you still as good as we are? Do you think your perimeter guys can guard us? That's what I would be saying as a Brooklyn Net.
Fans are getting into it as well because
I love that.
This was seen on the streets of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn ain't no joke.
No, this is here.
Have you seen his jumper?
He wore $26 million.
And please contact Kendall Jenner.
That might be
have information.
last seen drinking in Orlando. Wow.
Hi,
Did
Mark.
they really put those up?
Put those signs.
The Nets fans.
Hey, we've got three big-time 1-1 series tonight. Sixers and Nets, Warriors and Clippers here on TNT.
Nuggets going to take the lead tonight,
And then you got the Nuggets and the Spurs.
Look at this dude coming in.
Jamal Murray coming in. Not with his own picture like you talked about the other night, but with the Charles Barkley shirt.
Hey, the Nuggets are going to win tonight. No, I'm telling you, the Nuggets are going to win tonight. I guarantee it.
If there's anybody who knows Nuggets,
guarantee the Nuggets are going to win tonight.
it is Charles Barkley.
Can't wear all-
This is going to be a fun Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen.
Come wear his own picture.
Road win, so they bring home a 1-1 tie with the Nuggets to San Antonio. Nice Barkley shirt. Jamal Murray, the star of Game 2. San Antonio, one of the best teams at home league-wide. That's coming up right here on NBA TV. And later on, another tie-breaking Game 3 after the internet-breaking Clipper comeback Monday night stunned the champs in Oakland. The Warriors and Clippers reconvene at Staples Center tonight. Hey there, everybody. Welcome in. It's game time ahead of another playoff triple header, including Game 3 of the Nuggets-Spurs series right here at 9 Eastern time. Full house, as you can see. That's Grant Hill, Carlos Boozer right over there, and between them, brand new retiree and 13-year NBA veteran Channing Frye.
Feels good.
Shouldn't you be playing golf or shuffleboard or playing ball at LA Fitness?
Grant's been trying. I'm good at golf now. Listen, I look a little bit like Tiger. Look, you got everybody inspired. But listen, it's good to be here. You know, Grant's been doing it, so I felt like if he could do it, I could.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Wow. Okay. All right.
Grant can do it. Just about anybody can. I think that's the theory.
Might be some truth to that, too.
Well, much to get to here, starting with a series that's gotten saucy over the last few days. The Nets and 76ers who will break a 1-1 tie tonight in Game 3. The Nets rode the Game 1 wave of upsets and a hot start to a 111-109 win to start things off. All-star D'Angelo Russell went for 26 for Brooklyn. But the Sixers came back in a big way with a franchise postseason record 145 points with Joel Embiid leaving his mark in more ways than one. He had 23 points and 10 boards. Philly broke it open with another franchise postseason record, their 51-point third quarter, which they won by 28. Since then, a couple of stories have changed the complexion of the series, including Embiid and Ben Simmons' post-game reaction to a vicious elbow Embiid threw at Brooklyn's Jared Allen.
I wasn't surprised. I saw the replay, and obviously it wasn't intentional, and I got him pretty good, and I'm sorry about it. But okay. I'm sorry about it. It wasn't intentional, but it's just me trying to be aggressive. I'm not usually humble, that's why he's laughing. But I was just trying to be aggressive.
Like most people who watched that, Karis LeVert didn't really buy the reason for the laughter. Quote, "We didn't really like that. We thought that was kind of disrespectful, especially after the elbow he threw. It is what it is. There's no love lost. It's a playoff series. We expect that." Nets feel disrespected. Jared Dudley fired a shot at Ben Simmons, saying he's, quote, an average player in the half court. We'll get into that a little more later on. You guys have been through the playoffs a million times. How does all this stuff play out when they tip tonight in Brooklyn?
I think that's good. I'm glad they don't like each other. I'm glad they're not high-fiving each other and asking, are we going to go out to dinner? I like this. Both teams want to win, and I think you have expectations on the Sixers that are now putting a lot of pressure on them. And the Nets are out there attacking, but I think the Sixers definitely won that paint.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what you want in playoff basketball. You want two teams scrapping, going at it. That's how you know it's playoff basketball. To be honest, I mean, that's the move. I've seen plenty of I've done that move myself plenty of times in the playoffs to send a message for the rest of the series. They do hurt. But at the end of the day, I expect more of that. I expect it to get more chippy as the series goes along.
Yeah, as a fan, you love that. You love the intensity, you love the back and forth, the press conference. It's interesting. I think it showed sort of how young Philly is in that particular moment. I think, if we're going to sort of nitpick at that press conference, you either ignore it, you don't really address it somehow, or I don't think you apologize. I mean, I don't think you do that in the playoffs either. But then to laugh about it, not that you need it at this point in time in the postseason, but that locker room in Brooklyn, like now, they got even more sort of fuel, if you will. And so it'll be interesting. It'll be fun to see how they come out and respond. And then can Philadelphia go on the road and play against a very motivated Brooklyn team?
Grant, but in our era of basketball, when we first got to the league, especially your era, the first play of the game would have been a message sent from Brooklyn to Philadelphia. That's not going down. And to Channon's point earlier in the green room, something should have been done that game.
Yeah.
Back in basketball in the NBA earlier, there's always something that happens right after. There's repercussions for that kind of play right away.
Yeah.
That just tells you the different eras we're playing in now.
Yeah,
Well, now everybody's watching, right? And that could change things tonight as well.
Right.
Whether he's elbowing anybody in the jaw or not, Embiid's been incredibly productive so far in short minutes. 45 points, 25 boards, and just 45 minutes on the floor. How much of a factor is his physicality, whether it's elbows or just him being himself?
Well, it's a big factor. I mean, look, he's so skilled, so talented, can do so many things out on the perimeter, mid-post. But when he gets a foot in that paint and uses that big body, great touch, great feel inside, there's not much anyone really in the NBA can do. And I think sometimes he likes to play with it on the perimeter, but he's at his best and most effective when he uses that size and that length of his to take up space and create physicality and mismatches inside.
You know, for Brooklyn, maybe all this extracurricular discussion is a good thing because they can maybe forget a little bit about getting smoked in the third quarter and giving up 145 in game 2.
No, that's a good point. They didn't do a good job defensively, but also I feel like that was a must win almost for Philadelphia. They got embarrassed at home. They get booed out in game 1. They come back in game 2, and everybody plays great. Simmons has a great game. Embiid's playing well. Jimmy Butler's playing well. For Brooklyn, they got to protect home court. If they can get this first game, it puts so much more pressure on the Sixers.
What's on the to-do list tonight for the Nets?
On the Nets, you got to stop fouling. Make Embiid make shots.
Yep.
You know, when he gets, Allen in trouble and they have to go to their bench earlier, it changes their whole complex of their team. So make him make shots and get out and run. I think in Phoenix, or I know in Phoenix, if a guy has a layup, don't foul him and get an and one and stop the ball. Philly wants to slow the game down, use Embiid's physicality, use their length, and then be physical. But Brooklyn needs to get out and run, push the pace, get more open threes, get better open threes, and allow their length and their speed to be to help them win this game.
The Sixers have taken 19 more free throws than Brooklyn so far through 2 games and more than any other team in the playoffs to this point.
Yeah, no, they have. And look, Philadelphia is not a three-point shooting team, right? That's not their strong point. So to Channing's point, I mean, also, too, don't foul, but also maybe give different looks. Don't let Embiid go one-on-one. Mm-hmm. Make Philadelphia on the road beat you from outside, which is not something that they're known for doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, speed, quickness, get up and down. Don't slow the game down. That's where Brooklyn's at its best. And in game 2, particularly that third quarter, Philly just was able to beat them up, play at their pace, play Philadelphia Sixer basketball. So, don't foul, get out in transition, and maybe double team Embiid a little bit. Give him some different looks there when he's posting up.
Philly was just 3 of 25 from three-point range in the game 1 loss. Jared Dudley played in game 1, did not play in game 2, talked between games. He's a factor now, and he should be back tonight.
I think what Jared does is he does all the intangibles. He didn't score in the first game that he played, on the field, or he scored free throws. But Jared does so many things. He can guard multiple positions. He's going to make the right pass. He's going to communicate on defense. And I think we talked about this. They're not really a veteran team. And so what he's going to bring is that veteran leadership.
Okay, Swag. Okay.
Has he ever had this camera on him?
That may be the first Jared Dudley walk-up.
He's loving it right now. He's loving it.
Things have changed.
He went to Macy's and got his look before that game. But here's the thing. I mean,
he does it all.
He does it all. We played with Jared, and obviously we understand what he brings to the team. And obviously he's in a veteran role on this team. But you know what? He actually did a pretty good job defensively out there on Ben Simmons and guarding J.J. Redick. I didn't think you really talked after a game that you didn't play. But you don't know Jared Dudley.
No, you don't.
Sometimes you're just answering questions.
There you go.
Oh, man.
It's coming up at the top of the hour on TNT. Coming up here, Boogie Cousins is done, but the Warriors series with the Clippers is just getting started. What to look for in Game 3 tonight when we come back.